Sally Field's journey from a troubled childhood to a celebrated career in Hollywood is a story marked by resilience, heartbreak, and the search for personal redemption. Beneath the public recognition, behind the trophies and accolades, lies a life scarred by trauma and shaped by an unyielding will to survive. A shattered childhood born on November 6, 1946 in Pasadena, California, Sally Field's early years were marked by instability. Her parents' divorce when she was just 4 years old shattered the family unit, leaving her with emotional scars that would last a lifetime. With a father who was emotionally distant and a mother consumed by her career as an actress, Sally often felt abandoned. While her mother worked tirelessly to maintain the family's financial stability, Sally's sense of security vanished. The absence of a consistent parental figure left a void in her life that no one seemed to fill. The dark presence of a stepfather, the instability in Sally's home grew worse when her mother remarried a man named Jock Mahoney, a Hollywood stuntman and actor. Though Mahoney appeared charming to outsiders, his presence in their home brought dark and painful changes. In her memoir, In Pieces, Sally candidly reveals the abuse she endured at his hands. Mahoney's behavior was manipulative and psychologically damaging, leaving Sally confused and terrified. Worse still, her mother, Margaret, was either unaware or chose to ignore the signs of abuse. This betrayal by both her stepfather and mother left Sally feeling abandoned and invisible in her own home, turning her childhood into a battle for survival, acting as a lifeline. In the midst of this turmoil, Sally found a lifeline in acting. For her, it wasn't about fame or fortune, it was a means of escaping her pain. On the sets of various productions, she could become someone else, someone free from the fear and heartache of her real life. Acting became a way for her to express feelings she couldn't voice otherwise, and a way to momentarily forget her struggles. The early roles she took were not stepping stones to stardom, but rather a refuge where she could find some semblance of control. While acting initially served as a coping mechanism, it would later become the medium through which Sally found both her voice and her purpose. Hollywood's struggles and expectations. Sally's breakthrough came in 1965 when she starred in the lighthearted sitcom Gidget, portraying a carefree surfer girl. This role quickly made her a household name, but it also trapped her in a typecast that didn't align with her true self. Despite the widespread recognition, Sally felt confined by the public's perception of her, which was largely shaped by the bubbly, innocent characters she portrayed. The pressure to live up to this image weighed heavily on her, especially as her personal life began to unravel. Her next major role, The Flying Nun, 1967, further deepened her discomfort with the industry. While her character may have been whimsical and lighthearted, Sally found the role demeaning and limiting. She struggled with the public's perception of her, which only exacerbated the loneliness and self-doubt she had been carrying for years. A bold departure and personal growth at the height of her fame, Sally made a bold decision. She walked away from sitcom roles. In doing so, she risked her career, as Hollywood was not known for offering many serious roles to young actresses. Despite industry skepticism and ridicule, Sally's break from television allowed her the space to focus on developing her craft. She immersed herself in the method acting techniques taught at the Lee Strasberg Theatre Institute, which pushed her to confront her personal pain and transform it into art. This period of self-reflection and emotional exploration would shape the roles she would later take, making her performances more authentic and powerful. The breakthrough role, Sybil, in 1976, Sally Field made a triumphant return to acting, this time in the television movie Sybil. In this role, she portrayed a woman suffering from dissociative identity disorder, a condition resulting from childhood trauma. For Sally, playing Sybil was more than just a performance. It was a confrontation with her own unresolved pain. The character's multiple personalities mirrored the fractured childhood that had haunted her for years. Sally's raw, emotionally charged portrayal won her critical acclaim, including her first Emmy Award. With this role, Sally proved to the world that she was capable of much more than the roles that had defined her early career. She had finally silenced her critics and established herself as a serious actress. Norma Ray, a triumph and an Oscar. Sally's next defining role came in 1979 when she starred as Norma Ray, a textile worker fighting for workers' rights. The character of Norma Ray resonated deeply with Sally, as it reflected her own personal struggles for autonomy and recognition. Sally's portrayal of Norma was not just an acting job, it was a personal statement. She poured all of her emotional depth into the character, giving a performance that earned her an Academy Award for Best Actress. This victory was not just a professional achievement. It was a personal triumph over the doubts and limitations that had been imposed upon her throughout her career. For Sally, it was a moment of vindication and empowerment. The cost of authenticity. Despite her growing success in Hollywood, Sally's personal life remained tumultuous. The emotional toll of her work took its toll on her health and relationships. While she had finally won the recognition she deserved, her vulnerability on screen often left her feeling drained and emotionally exposed. Sally openly discussed how difficult it was to continually access the darkest corners of her psyche for her roles. She described how some of her most powerful performances also left her feeling emotionally shattered. This constant emotional expenditure made her question how much of herself she could continue to give. Heartbreak in love. As her career soared, Sally's personal life became a series of heartbreaks and betrayals. Her first marriage, to high school sweetheart Stephen Craig, ended in divorce after just a few years. While motherhood brought her joy, she struggled with the loneliness that came with her demanding career. In 1977, she entered a high-profile relationship with actor Burt Reynolds, a romance that captivated the public but left Sally feeling emotionally unfulfilled. Reynolds' dismissive attitude toward her talent, combined with his own insecurities, led to a painful breakup in 1982. Sally later admitted that this relationship left lasting emotional scars. However, she would later find happiness and stability with second husband Alan Greisman, whom she married in 1984, finding peace and continuing the journey. Though Sally's journey has been marked by personal and professional struggles, she continues to be a figure of immense strength and resilience. Her story is one of overcoming adversity, both within the entertainment industry and in her personal life. Through her dedication to acting, she transformed her pain into powerful art that resonated with millions. Today, Sally Field stands as a symbol of triumph over trauma, proving that the scars of the past can shape and define one's future in ways that are both painful and beautiful.